Hey, there we go. Finally fixed it. Oh, my hair is every fucking where. I know, I look like a... I look like shit. How are we doing tonight, everybody? And welcome in. It is just I, as usual. I'm still having problems with Kick and, trying to get Kick to allow me in. It is aggravating as peace. Matter of fact, let me see. Kick.com, log in, saved, and it asked me for an OTP, which it does not send me. If anybody out there knows a way to fix that, please let me know, because I would love to fix it. I've done what they told me. I emailed the people they told me to. I have yet to get a response. Now, in the past, the first time I emailed them from my primary personal account, which I did not use to set that up. And it emailed me almost immediately saying, hey, email us from where you have an account created, which I'm assuming is a default response. And I did, and I have multiple times. Hi, Cam. Yes, round two. The sound coming through okay? Because I've moved the mic. It's same mic, just moved it onto the boom setting so I can have easier access to it, depending on where I'm looking for now. Well, hopefully y'all can hear me all right. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm gonna do what I do and do my thing and what have you. If my phone will stop giving me issues. I anyhow. Um, I hope everyone's doing okay tonight. I'm just kind of here, tired, and hoping for the best. I'm kind of out of it. Sorry. Hopefully, let's go here. We can move on to other things, and let's get started with the game for the night. I'm gonna go back to Fallout. Let's see what I do. I'm gonna try to move the needle a little bit and find some new quests. Maybe do some other stuff for the different factions until I get to a point that I have to pick one. Like I'm probably gonna build the teleporter here in a second. Um, so I can get to the institute, go through that slog of dialogue, and go from there. What do we think? Does that sound like a Does that sound like a plan? Let's do it. Where is the dude I need to talk to? Um, Not you. You, that guy. I'm gonna. Son of a bitch. I bet you it's gonna make me build it at the underground now. I don't want to build it with Tinker Tom. Fuck. I didn't mean to set that path, but I'm gonna have to now. Let's go there. Oh, let's go help defend that place again. Well, that didn't work very well, did it? Oh, yeah, excuse me, I'm so tired. I'd have traveled to that church and flank them, but who am I to listen to good sense, right? That was funny. Get rid of the bastard with the minigun. One of my guys picked up the minigun. I like it. It's glowing from all the rounds going out of it. And they're dead. Why is that spot glowing? Oh, didn't mean it. Oh, there's a dead one. Yes, I know I'm carrying too much. Fuck off. Excuse me. Uh, so how's everybody else doing today? Better than I hope. I guess to the railroad I go. I did not want to put this here, but I'm gonna put it here. Or if it or do whatever it tells me to. Who? What? Shut up. Okay, good. That's what I was hoping to hear. How do I get to Pam over there? Oh, that way.
Fixer, how do you feel about getting thrown back into the fire?
Is it that bad?
Potentially catastrophic. We've hit a snag with Dr. Amani. You've dealt with her before, but you may not know the vital role she plays in our organization. Synths are supposed to go to memory foam. The doctor gives them a new set of memories, then they move out. But her latest patient is stuck there. The runner's route has been compromised, and we're looking for options.
Why do synths...
The mind droplets. Phones. Each synth has his or her own reasons for opting in. Most due to avoid being captured. The synth knows nothing about our world. There's dozens of ways they could slip up and draw attention to themselves. Pam, what if we reroute through Lexington?
The switchboard is a nexus of institute activity. Odds of detection increase exponentially with proximity to the nexus.
In English, Pam.
She means we can't run ops anywhere remotely near switchboard. The Gen 1s blocking the original route have to go.
I think the doctor's right.
You see? Even he agrees with me.
Enough. We do it your way, Pam. Go to Dr. Amani and tell her rerouting is impossible. You're there to clear the route for one last run. There's a lot at stake here, so get the job done.
I'm very busy. Unless you have expertise, please bother someone else.
Trying to fix the boom mic setup. So oh, you know what might help? You know, if I have it set where y'all can. And see, that's what I was worried about. That's better. Hopefully y'all can still hear me.
This is Radio Freedom, the voice of the Minutemen. It's 1 a.m. Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
Wait a second.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom. Nothing to report at the moment. Stay
Oh.
tuned for updates.
Let's go there and finish this mission then.
This is Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Stay safe out there, everyone.
You're back. The glowing sea. Virgil. What happened?
Do you know anything about decoding courser chips?
A courser chip. You fought a courser. Oh my god. Unfortunately, I can't help you. I've worked on a lot of synths, but never a courser. I don't know what that chip does, let alone how to decode it. But there are people who might. I work with a group that, well, They're the only ones I know that even have a chance of cracking Institute security. They're called the Railroad.
Thanks, Doc. I know the way.
You do? Oh, then good luck. I hope they can help you.
Broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
Amari.
You're the contact H222 was talking about? Just when I thought one person could only experience so much danger in their life. The patient is resting right now. Were you hoping to say goodbye? I don't advise it. He's far past remembering anything about his old life.
He doesn't remember anything?
I'm very thorough. His new life started in a small homestead near Roxbury. That's all he knows now. While you can talk to him, no amount of coaxing can reverse the process. He won't remember you, and he never will.
I didn't get a chance to say goodbye.
He talked quite a bit about you before I administered the anesthetic. I'm sorry you didn't have the opportunity.
Who?
Now, what's your plan for moving him?
Oh.
We have to use the original route. There's no other way.
That's the plan? I thought you people valued discretion. But fine. I won't argue. The Malden Metro Center is where you need to go. All the Gen 1s there need to be gone, understand? All of them. I'm leaving H222 and his future in your hands.
No, that one.
Once he's gone, we never had this conversation. He was never here. Before you leave, take the holotape on the table. It's a personal message for your ears only.
Well, let's go. Push the plot. Push the plot. I guess.
The doctor said I could say goodbye. I've decided to have the operation. I know I'll lose all my memories. I don't want you to be sad. I have nightmares. And this world, the SRB, being haunted, I just can't handle it. Everyone says I'll be safer if I start a new life. I know I'll be happier. My only regret is I'll forget Old Man Stockton, High Rise, and you. Looking back, there's only fear, worse than fear. But I will miss my new friends.
It's time, H2.
Thanks.
You're lucky the mayor like
So, where do I need to go? I'm assuming it's there. Somewhere around there, so close enough.
new business model. We team up with a mortuary. You see where I'm going with this, right?
Wait,
It's 8
we
a.m.
got assigned the same damn job? With all our compartmentalization
All quiet.
bullshit,
Stay
this sort
tuned
of
for
shit
movement
happens.
alerts.
You got the job from the good neighbor side. I got it from Griswold's safe house.
How's this sort of thing happen?
So Griswold's got trouble, and they send a cryptic note to HQ. Send in the big guns. And on the other side, the doctor's got troubles too. So, and then comes the comedy.
Nope. Well, So much for that. At least he didn't kill anybody.
Day and night and day, etc., etc.
Or at least none of my guys.
Ah, radiation. You unbelievable bastard.
Hey,
What are you doing here? Wait. We got assigned the same damn job? With all our compartmentalization bullshit, this sort of shit happens. You got the job from the good neighbor side. I got it from Griswold's safe house.
that's the price we pay for security.
Don't tell me you buy into that crap. Sheesh. Well, since we're both here, what do you say the two heavies join forces and rock the heavens a little?
Let's do it.
Gives me a chance to see what you and Deacon really get up to in the field.
Usually it's spa days and macrame, but hey, I'm up for some mayhem.
I like him.
You got any details on the op?
They barely told me where the hell I was supposed to go.
Let's do this, Glory.
You lead the way, my friend.
That gives me 3 people plus myself. Yeah.
My Griswold boys gave me nothing about this place. All I know is Malden Center's
And they did.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
Chain on the other side.
Of course it is.
Oh, hell. Gen 1s. Man.
detected. Joey up on your plus. Each other.
And that's how you do it.
Tell your friends, you jet bastard.
Come here, Power Armor.
9 a.m. here at Radio Freedom. Nothing to
I'm
report.
trying to walk towards him. He's walking away from me at the same pace, so I can't get to him. Jackass. I am tired again. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, and I hate it because I'm not sleeping enough. I'm gonna see if I can change that going forward tonight. Pop your head back up, asshole.
Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
Excuse me.
Where did you go?
Where did you go? I'm right here. Um, is there anything worth grabbing? Yeah, Fat Man, definitely worth grabbing. If for no other reason than to destroy it and keep it out of other people's hands.
Yes.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there.
You are one ass-kicking machine. And Deacon?
I try.
Not either.
Well, I aims to please.
Really? Since when?
I was trying to defuse it. I saw it a little too late. There's a door over here I want to go check out real quick. I mean, it was open, I think, but... because there's shit down here, and down here.
Looks like the poor little Raiders got their clocks cleaned by the Januaries. Kind of a win-win situation for our team.
This is Radio Freedom. It's Tinny. Nothing to report. Stay safe out there, everyone.
Working on it. I guess this way?
Movement detected. Combat.
Got it.
I did not mean to do that shit. Come here, you. You, yeah, you.
This is Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
Let you have that. Definitely.
My scanners must be malfunctioning.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Blasted. Bloody.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts.
Anything else? Oh, apparently. Shut up.
Always get lost in places like this. Why can't the bad guys be in one place? Clustered together real tight.
Now
Boom.
I understand. You are hiding because you fear death.
We're not the ones hiding. You are. Are y'all below us? Yes, you're below us.
Of mine sensors clearly
11 a.m. here at
So let's go
radio
back to the
Freedom,
elevator.
Voice of the Minutemen.
Get out of my way.
Report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
Nope, that's where I came from. Let's go back to where I'm going.
You cannot hear me to detect nothing wrong. Perhaps my sensors need calibration. Hello.
Hi, beautiful. How are you doing?
Please reveal yourself. Overactive sensors. Nothing more.
Meh, yeah, I get it. Duos later tonight? I got you. Well, if you go later this week, I'll go with you and help, or we can
This is Radio Freedom.
run
broadcasting
DoorDash
all
since I
day,
can't do it in my
all
truck right
across
now.
the Commonwealth. Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
That's it.
But it won't happen one of those or the other. Okay, baby.
We got fun timing. Business.
Broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Stay safe out there.
So I have Raiders and Sense to deal with. I did not mean to throw that. It's not going to work.
Too good.
Where's my power armor? Oh, there he is. Come here. Yes, it is.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, the voice of the Minutemen. It's 12 noon. All's quiet across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
There we are. Come here. Let me take those weapons off of you so I can break them down. There we go. Still too heavy, right?
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
Now I'll carry this shit. Oh, excuse me. Nope, not that. Not that. That stuff.
This is Radio Freedom. All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts.
Don't want to go in the elevator. Well, actually, I may need to. Yeah, I guess I need to. There's that chain door from earlier. And mission is completed. In theory. Did I just walk right past them and not notice them? Or am I in a different spot? I don't know. I did a shower and change. Shave. Ah.
It's 1 p.m. This is Radio Freedom, voice of...
Did I lose her?
Nothing to report.
Did she die?
Stay safe out there, everyone.
Hey, Godardi, how are you?
Use the back entrance. Too much traffic through the church and we'll burn this high. Make sure...
The route's been cleared. H-222 is safe to move.
I know. I already got an earful from Glory about Mullen. Operational security is worth the occasional crossed wire. Anyway, Amari reports H-222 made it out safely.
Okay, good.
Anything else I need to do?
No. You've bought us time to find a new route out of the memory den. The crisis is over.
What kind of paper?
now. Take this. You've earned it.
Got a lot of synths in play right now. Makes things really dangerous. Up there, assume you're being watched. Always.
Sometimes the story's got it right. You kick ass at all.
Pam,
Confirmed. Agent Fixer has arrived. I have a mission for you. Without increasing efficiency of synth traffic flow, odds of entire organization being compromised increase daily. Solution. A new distribution center needs to be established.
a distribution center? What's that?
The railroad organization calls distribution centers safe houses. A place where synths are stored and then rerouted safely through the region known as the Commonwealth. Mission details commencing. Pacify the target location. Fortify position to protect current and future railroad assets. New distribution center will be codenamed Mercer Safe House. Good luck.
Running synths out of the wealth, wastelanders can be a bigger problem than even the Institute.
That actually sounds kind of interesting. But I don't know a lot about business.
Assumption failure. Reformatting data arrays.
And being a business owner, it interests me because I need to know.
We like it. Stay safe out there, people.
Probably won't ever be. Hey, new place. Anything I would need, because, you know, who's gonna merge her with a voice, you know, just a voice actor. Or producer. There we go. I've already cleared this out like twice, but good for you. That's awesome.
I don't know if even a scabber would take that.
That's a good courier. Outstanding. That's phenomenal. Congratulations. Keep on it.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom. Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
You got it. You can get this. Oop. Work. I should have gone back to school. I tried a couple of times, but various things got in the way. So what? Armor or weapons, okay. So I just have armor on him, okay. That's pretty good. I mean, if you're working towards something beneficial, good for you. And I'm proud of you. Good job.
This is Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
Time to start breaking shit down.
safe out there, everyone.
I am going to take a quick break here in a minute. Grab a quick smoke. Give me like 2 to 3 minutes and a drink. But I won't be long. Oh yeah, I can go down here. Whee! Splat.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there.
Whoa, what the fuck? I'm afraid to look at my health. Okay, not bad. Oh. What else do we have down here that I can salvage? Not that big ugly thing, apparently. But no, seriously, good on you for doing that, and I hope you enjoy that career. My thing, you know, I've been in management for a long time, and I've been wanting to go to do like a course at least or two in line with it, so I could understand certain things better, and I've just never been able to. Oh. We'll set this right over here. Damn it, I need more copper and ceramic. Is there anything in here to salvage that'll give me that copper or ceramic?
Voice of the Minutemen. It's 1 a.m. All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
Outstanding. Good. That's always good news. Well, I'm not in management anymore right now. I am between employment. So, but I'm digging, and I'm going to go back to automotive if I have to. I hate to, but I'm going to have to. Because that's what I'm most skilled at, is automotive, auto parts, what have you. And got to do what I got to do to live my life and make a living, stuff like that.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen.
As much as my body hates me for doing it.
Stay safe out there. This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts.
Okay. Okay, so y'all got good plans going. That's awesome. In what, Mississippi? MS. I'm horrible with.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
Oh, okay. If you don't mind me asking, where are you now, since you can't do that? You can tell me to fuck off or DM me it later so as not to make it public or whatever you want to do. Oh, Tennessee. Oh, okay. You weren't far from me. I was in Georgia. Not anymore. I was. Eastern or Western? Like Nashville, Memphis, or Knoxville, you know. Oh, okay. That's right. I forgot about that. I think you told me about that, and I forgot. Gotcha. Well, like the author I work with, she lives in Knoxville. So I was up there, not a lot, but every so often. I'd go with her, help her with repairs for her house and work together on some other plots and schemings and what have you. Okay. Yeah, I was northeast Atlanta, near an area called near a park called Stone Mountain. Excuse me.
This is Radio Freedom.
Gotcha.
Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
The only way you get old in this job is assume everyone's out to kill you. There we go.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't drive 2 hours for Mexican food. I say that. If it's good enough, I probably would. Oh, really? Does he live around that way? I don't know. I know him. I've chatted with him in chat, but I don't know a lot. I don't know a lot about him. There we go.
Stay tuned for updates.
Okay. I mean, they're all over the place. I don't know why I'm surprised.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
I don't even know if this would be worth it, but why not? I mean, like I said, I was in Georgia and now I'm in Arizona. I'm fucking near fucking the man himself, but haven't really made any attempt to really talk or meet with him if you ever wanted to. Because I'm only like an hour and a half from him. I think part of it is I'm afraid he's going to be like, not so much, or what have you. Because, yay, rejection, dysphoria. I know it sounds stupid. Okay, how are we under attack? I was still setting up defenses. I'll do it. I'll try it once.
It's 8 a.m.
I mean, it'd be a bit before I could make it up there now, because I can't drive right now.
Across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
Just some issues I got to work out over the
We've
next.
been traveling for a spell. I was hoping to have some words with you.
Oh, okay.
What do you want to talk about?
I'm used to flying solo, but I got to admit, working with you makes me think I've been missing out. Having someone watching your back is refreshing, especially since you never know when the Institute is watching.
Maybe I should throw out there in the Discord, if anybody in my area lives here and knows of jobs that are hiring, to let me know.
You've never had a partner?
Not for a long time. Besides, partnering up in the railroad can leave you vulnerable. One more person who can finger you to the Institute. Some people at HQ are jealous. You took the big nap and everyone you knew is long gone. Now, hear me out on the silver lining. If a human in the railroad slips up, then they expose friends and loved ones to danger. You're safe from that.
Why would the people they care about be in danger?
When the coursers start kicking down doors, they don't just hit railroad safe houses.
Yeah.
Some friends and family have been known to get axed. Whether the Institute's motivated by vengeance or faulty intel, it doesn't matter to the people left behind. It doesn't matter much to me. I'm a simp. At least that's what they tell me. So I really don't have anything to lose. For Glory and me and the others, it's easier to dedicate ourselves to the cause.
I had no idea.
I figured you deserved to know. I was one of the first to get the whole cranium reboot, and let's just say...
Oh, I'm sure they do. I used to be that guy, but I'm the one in the new area. And the thing is, I know plenty of Marines that live here. They just, or I know a couple of them.
Recall code. If you ever need to know something about the Institute, read it to me.
What's the recall code?
That's the safety net the brain docs put.
But I've reached out to them and let them know I'm here, and they're like, okay. They never responded. So some of them have been like, yeah, cool, let's get together, and that was it. But
I don't know for certain, but I imagine it's a big old wild.
but it's been 20 plus years, you know. They probably.
Except with no cupcakes. Don't use the code unless you absolutely have to. It'll wipe my memories. I'm not sure how much of me will even be left. You know, I'd just feel better if you didn't read it until you need it. We've been making...
Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates. This is Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Stay safe out there, everyone.
There's one I might reach out to as soon as I get a problem fixed on Monday. Again, he has his own business too. See if he needs a helper or something.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
No, you're good. I mean, I'll throw out exactly where I'm at, so if they know, because I'm just southeast of Phoenix. So. So yeah, I'll be like, hey, if anybody in this area.
This is Radio Freedom. It's 10 a.m. All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
There we go. Just set up water.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing important. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
There we go. I need more power. Okay. Let's build another generator. I am out of copper. I cannot build another generator. Well, let's go for food for right now. That'll help. So, you're not assigned anything, so you come over here and do this. So that gives us some food, some water, defenses, 2 beds. I need to build more beds. Okay, more beds.
Voice of the Minutemen. All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
I was going to put beds out in that little boathouse or what have you that I was just working in, so. Down there. So people can sleep to the sound of the sea. Yeah. It's more like someone have to build, waste Matt's trying to build more buildings right now. There we go. 7 beds, 2 people. That should help me grow. I don't need to put weapons down there because nothing tends to come from the water, surprisingly.
This is Radio
But I will put
all quiet here.
a turret here. And let's put it there, kind of facing that area. And one last facing that entrance now. We have a gate, guard post. Cool. Not that I have anybody to put in it, but you know, it's a start.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, the voice of the Minutemen. It's 12 noon. Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
Oh, yes. Okay. I will be back. I'm going to take a quick break. And I'm back. Sorry, my hair's all over the fucking place. Oh. Let me check something. Okay. Why is it so delayed? Okay, that one's playing. Anyway, back to the gameplay.
She calls the ops, gives the rah-rah speeches, but it's just an act. She does what I tell her to because the railroad, it's my show. It's been that way since I founded it.
You? You founded the railroad?
Sure. Me and Johnny D. and Watts. Hell, that was over 60, 70 years ago. After a while, you lose count. I tell everyone I get the occasional face change to stay anonymous. Truth is, it takes a lot of work to keep this mug handsome. We've come a long way since the beginning. We've done a lot of good, saved a lot of sins. But we're about more than that. We are the last and only line of defense between the Institute and the Commonwealth. Hell, maybe even the world.
How are we defending anyone?
We keep everyone in cells so no one knows just how large our organization actually is, and just how many things we're doing day to day. People think our missions are all about sins, but there's more going on. We are building a better, brighter Commonwealth. The Railroad really is the best, noblest organization that's ever lived. We're I can't keep up with this bullshit.
I knew that was coming.
Traveling with you is never dull.
I aim to please. But I had a point here, a lesson, if you will. There's other organizations out there, and in time, I'm sure they're going to spoon-feed you their own patented form of bullshit. Ignore the verbiage and look at what they're doing, what they're asking you to do, what sort of world they'd have you build, and how they're going to pay for it.
Yo, thanks for the advice.
I don't know if it's your good old-fashioned pre-war values or you just won the genetic lottery, but anyone that has you in their corner has an advantage. And at the end of the day, you'll need to make a choice. Make it the right one.
Hey, you. Randolph Safe House has been MIA since Switchboard, but now we got one of the dead drops tagged. Des wants you to check it out. Everyone that knew the actual location of Randolph died during the last Corsair Blitz. So this dead drop is our first chance to reestablish contact.
I hope this means Randolph is safe after all.
It'd be nice to get some good news for a change. Once you take care of the dead drop, report him to Des.
I need to report in about this first. Jesus. Well, let me report in about one mission before you give me others.
Pam.
Setting human-machine interface to 100%. Good evening, Agent. My data indicates Mercer's safe house has been established. Reward dispensed. Further help is required. I have the location of a Black Ops cache. It contains supplies our organization needs. Railroad Alpha has asked for
What's in the cache?
Contents are classified. However, if the cache is secured, it increases our organization's effectiveness by 2%. Warning, margin of error is 3%. The cache is hidden in compliance with tactical counter-surveillance protocols. This RFID device will locate and unlock the cache upon close proximity.
How does this device work?
The device is calibrated to identify you as Colonel Johnson of the Defense Intelligence Agency. Colonel Johnson is authorized to access all DIA military ordnance in the region designated Commonwealth. You only have to secure the cache. Runners will transport contents on a separate timetable. Terminating human-machine interface.
That sounds ominous. Dun, 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 because I'm getting presented with something. Almost like the Law and Order. Dun, dun.
Are you injured?
No, I just want you out of my way. Can I leave straight from here? I don't think I can, but I will check it out. Oh, I can. I thought I couldn't. I'm glad I can. I tried it before and it didn't let me, but maybe I hadn't progressed far enough in their mission logs or whatever.
All across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
I think I know this one. I've cleared it out like 5 times on my own for my own just because. So let's do it as however many times this is. I swear if it's coursers, this or it was Super Mutants. Yeah, I've done this one. Come on.
I hear something. Gonna shatter your brain. Look at your eyes.
2 for 1. 3 for 1.
Splatter your brain. I'll wear your stuff around my neck.
Sweet.
You're aiming at him through the floor.
11 p.m. out there. All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there.
Luxury? I swear if it's Nathan, thank God.
That's it.
It's gonna be like, why is it using my last name? Or middle name?
Well, that got the blood pumping. We are unstoppable!
What's safe? Oh, that's safe. Like, I'm not going towards the objective. I'm going everywhere else just to kill shit.
You ain't dull. I'll say that.
I mean, yes, you're the future. That was the original concept. Is for y'all to be. It was, you know, experiments to help improve the human condition to survive in post-apocalyptic nuclear world. Where's my power armor? Where you at, buddy? There you are. Come here. There you go. Good boy. Fucking. Oh, I never did clear out his shit. My dog is over here like, who's a good dog? Who? Wait, I'm a girl. That was a good boy. Who's the good boy? Like her head's lifted up looking at me.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
Almost got away. A lot of that. Winning, that is.
Ass hat.
Don't mean to make
You die now, human. So I need to be up there. Alright, let's find my way up. Of course the elevators don't work. Oh, these are bathrooms. Never mind. Yay, phones have copper.
It's midnight here at Radio
Bye.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. Nothing to report. Stay safe out there, everyone.
Stay safe out there, everyone.
I heard something. Got him. We win.
I'd love to get a part in one of these Bethesda games, even if it's just the radio announcer doing whatever sounds or whatever music that they're playing in that, you know, fucking Fallout 5. wonder how much that would pay. Sorry. Because I know how the system works with this stuff, so I just wonder how much they would pay for that.
Across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
All's quiet around the all's quiet across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there. It's like, not even the main character, just like that guy. Or hell, of course I'd do that one. I'd probably get others too. You know, people that they talk to. You know, Wastelander number 513 or whatever.
I love old world wizards. Worth a fair amount too.
They don't actually label them that way that I know of. Excuse me. Sorry.
The voice of the Minutemen. It's
They
1 a.m.
like when you look it up online, it'll be like
Report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
Wasteland Survivor, other voices or whatever, unless the character had a specific name. I mean, these games have like lots of named characters. Even if most characters that give you any kind of information, mission, what have you, will be named. It won't be just settler or whatever. Oh, I guess he's full up. Let's get to the objective. Oh. Found it. Fusion cells. I walked right by it. But yeah, they'd be killer. You know, just, hey, we got a couple lines we want you to do to be reused by multiple characters, because that's what they do. They like 5 male voices and 5 females that they cycle through at random for different unnamed characters.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
They'll give each one of them like certain lines that it will speak, and that's just kind of generic lines. Outstanding. When's it due? Tomorrow or? Just kind of. Blah, blah, blah.
This is Radio Freedom. All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts.
Maybe constantly trying to kill us,
Come here, there, power armor, so I can. So in the morning, okay.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
Carry something before you cripple yourself. Let me know if there's anything I can do to lighten the load. Or, you know, if you need anything proofread.
Want someone to eat. That's something, someone.
Made it another day in the Commonwealth. Lucky us.
There's brotherhood, then there's everything else. Nothing in between.
What's going on?
Someday, super mutants kill everything.
It's 8 a.m.
That's the left arm.
Keep it tuned here for updates.
So many humans, not many super mutants.
Left leg.
Strong hope we find milk.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
I'm gonna see if somebody's gonna get insulted if I try to make them wear synth armor.
Stay in the Commonwealth.
World is bigger than strong rule.
So I got right arm, right leg, or right arm, right, left arm, left leg, chest piece. So we need a right leg. And let's go for the helmet. Filled helmet, definitely.
So much walking. Want to do more fighting? So many humans. Many super mutants.
Anything I can do? You just say the word.
Someday, super mutants kill everything.
Oops, I think I just broke down the shit I was supposed to pick up.
Doesn't it feel good to be a part of
Hi, how you doing? Welcome in. 0331. Machine gunner, huh?
This is
How are you doing today?
broadcasting all
one day the railroad's number will be up.
Keep it tuned here for Minutemen
I was in 0311, so.
I can't shake the feeling we're living on borrowed time.
I'm glad it showed you me, for under that search. So how are you doing? I was in 01 to 05, 3rd Battalion, 7th Marines. You. Come here. Let's see if I can pick this up.
What you need?
Will you wear this shit? Oh, 3.7 kilo. I had some friends in Kilo.
9 a.m. here at Radio Freedom. All quiet here. Stay
Good
tuned
people.
for Minutemen alerts.
Had some real good friends there. I guess I need to put him some clothes on. When were you in, bud? Okay, so recently. Nice. Yeah, I was in 01 to 05, OIF 1 and 2.
This is Radio Freedom.
I love old world widgets. Worth a fair
Nothing
amount
to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
Let's put some clothes on you.
Hey. Yeah?
You're tuned to Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
There you go. I guess. I mean, I don't know what it's like now, so it wasn't horrible. I mean, it was not great. I was in before all. I remember. So most of the barracks that are there now, at least last I saw, where your access was indoors, like some of the hotels. I was in the barracks. They were building those when I was there. I was in the barracks that were set up that had the catwalks on the outside, where you went in the doors from the catwalks. When we came back from our second deployment, we got those other barracks, but I lived off base at that point because I was married.
All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
I remember that my barracks, so you had weapons on the first deck, Indy on the second deck, and Kilo on the third deck. And then up on the hill, at the barracks higher up, we had H&S and Lima.
Only thing better than getting pissed is picking up fights. Am I right?
Well, hell, when we came back from our first deployment, we got put in squad base for most of it. The most of the time between the first and second deployment, because they didn't have any place for us because how screwed up everything got. Because we were supposed to go to Oki, and I knew we were deploying before anybody else because a friend of mine's husband was in Oki, and she called me crying saying he wasn't coming home, and I thought something happened. Then she's like, "No, he's staying in Oki." I was like, "Then that means we're not going there, and we're going somewhere else." and I didn't know if it was going to be. I knew it was going to be Iraq or Korea. It was one of the two because Korea was being a pain in the ass at the time too. And they came home during our deployment. They fixed the rotation a little, so 2-7 and the 3rd LAR that was there. 'Cause her husband was the 3rd LAR. Came home while we were deployed, but we're not even going to get into that. And so we didn't have any place to stay because of the rotation getting screwed up. So we got squad base. Friend of mine I had a couple of friends that were 31s and 11s in Lima, several 11s in Kilo. I think I had 1 or 2 31s that were friends in Kilo. Last 2 weeks ago, Friday, last Friday 2 weeks ago. No, a week ago. Shit. Was we had, I hate to use the word anniversary, but for lack of a better term, the Battle of Usaba, which I was there for. It's this town in Iraq right at the Syrian border, and the Lima company's CEO died in that ambush. He went out with the Iraq force to help his Marines that were ambushed, and he yeah, that was 2020 or 2004. Jesus fuck, 22 years ago. And a contingent after that happened, my platoon and a platoon from Kilo got sent up there for a while, for like 3 months or 2 months, and then they finally swapped the platoons out with other platoons from India and Kilo. On the 4th of July, a couple of friends of mine in Kilo got ambushed, and sorry, I'm making this all depressing. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, welcome in. Feel free to follow me here or any of my other socials that are scrolling at the bottom. Glad to have you aboard. Is it okay?
Stay safe out there, everyone.
No, you're not. I was. It's like I said, the anniversary was happening, so it's already been. It's on my mind for like a week or two beforehand, or in my subconscious, because I don't always think about it. But during that week and a half before and week and a half after, I feel the effects of it, even though I don't think about it. Like, I didn't even realize that it was happening until last Friday, when it was the actual anniversary of the date. So no, it's not that. Yeah, it's all good. And while it's not, I don't look at it as bad shit, really.
All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts.
Oh yeah. I don't look at it as bad shit. It happened. There's nothing that could change that. It's just I like to remember to not celebrate them, but just to remember them. You know what I mean? I wasn't super close with a lot of people that We lost, but I knew them. Yeah, there we go. I knew most of them. I wasn't close with most of those, but there were a few, like the one from Kilo I had that on the 4th, those two I was reasonably close to. Dallas Kearns, John Van Geisen.
Please keep it that way. Bet you never met a synth before Glory.
Data reconstruction exceeding computational bandwidth.
So where are you logging in from? What area of the country? No specifics. Just like
the runner should be able to get to the cache.
Reward dispensed.
East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, or state. Oh, okay. I got some friends up that way. That come in a lot. I'm originally from Alabama. I lived in Georgia. I now live in Arizona.
Pam.
Processing. Agent. Fixer. Your arrival was not... not calculated.
What do you mean it wasn't calculated?
Temporarily unable to process verbal...
Oh, you're in the Army now?
Still processing. Preliminary adjustments to statistical models complete.
Right.
I was, am, and will most likely be Pam.
I have a couple of friends that went to other branches, whether active or reserve. One guy, not a friend, but one of my senior Marines, he left the Marines, joined the Army to become a pilot. Okay. He ended up getting warrant officer and became a Apache pilot. I had another
Do you work for the railroad?
re-enlist a couple of years later, but in the Navy with the Seabees reserves. This one I do know. I was at his wedding. I'm still close with him. Somebody I actually met through TikTok actually, and he helped me with build my Twitch up for a while. A couple of years ago, he had been in the Marine Corps 8 years. He was a sergeant. He left, went to the Army to be intel because he couldn't do a lat move in the Marine Corps. They wouldn't let him. He was 03.
You see the future?
That is this unit's primary goal. Caution. Biological
But problem is because he's an intel, he can't do much on social media. Like he'll randomly pop up on TikTok or what have you and say hi, but he hasn't like streamed or anything since he left to do that. My dad retired from the National Guard. I wish I would have done the reserves. I thought about it because it was a reserve unit, an infantry reserve unit in my hometown of Montgomery. Even though I didn't live there anymore, I lived in Atlanta. But that's what 2 or 3 hour drive. I could make that. My dad lived there, so I had a place to stay.
Why do you want to know?
If I cannot explain your existence, future predictive models may have an even greater degree of inaccuracy. I repeat, what is your point of origin?
I'm from Vault 111, if that's what you mean.
Accessing. Vault 111. Cryo Vault. Believed destroyed. Conversation terminated. Pending construction of new probability matrix. Rephrasing. Goodbye.
Yeah, one of my biggest regrets was not re-enlisting at all. I wanted to be a lifer. I had some things happen during my enlistment that just changed my opinion. Then I found out, and here's the problem, and if you haven't heard this yet,
Tom's dying to talk to you.
if it's still the same as 3-7 is one of the, has a storied and good background and history, it is known for the politics they're very, like, I got non-wrecked because I wouldn't kiss people's asses. I found out at one point that my promotion warrant came in. They're supposed to give it to you at that point because once it's delivered, they can't non-wreck you because you're considered promoted as of the first. They sent it back. I'm assuming that there's a ad now, so.
Tom and his boys are still unloading all the toys you found from the DIA.
Okay. It says, sticking through these ad breaks supports the stream, so I wasn't sure. But yeah, 3-7 apparently, some friends of mine that stayed in and went to
Heads up, Tom's got more goodies.
one of my friends stayed in and went to OCS as an instructor or staff, and he met other people that had been in longer than him. That they were like, 3-7 is like the most political unit in the Marine Corps. You're like, you have to play the game inside the unit, and I don't do that. And I believe merit, which is what it's supposed to be. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't a top tier great Marine, but I wasn't horrible. I had guys that made some. I never got NG paid. I never got or not non-rect, anything like that. I had guys that. I had one guy before we deployed the first time. Go home for a 96, which he was way out of bounds because we were in Cali and he lived like Ohio or New England somewhere. On his way back, his pack fell open or something, and he had like 2 blue bodies and practice grenades with him at airport security. So needless to say, that did not go well for him. Hey son, pull the trash up. No, I'm telling you to. Take the trash out. You know, the usual stuff. Dishes, shower. Thank you, Bubba. Yeah, I just remember my squad leader was not in a good mood, and the barracks, like I said, we were on those specific barracks, so he had the adjoining heads, and me and my squad leader shared the head. And he was a cool dude. He goofed off, fuck with you. He'd turn people into pretzels and not actually hurt them. Like, he'd fuck with them, but they wouldn't actually be hurt. But he'd also do some shit to himself that you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, he just comes out, and it wasn't even his squad. This guy was not even in our squad. Pissed, because he was the only squad leader there, because he never went home. He was from Ohio, too. And I found I've never seen him like this, because he's normally relaxed, decent dude, and he was pissed. And he was the one that got the phone call and had to go pick him up from the airport because they let him come back. But yeah, I think security was holding him. Oh yeah. Okay, so the stalls, it had a bathroom type stall with a door, so you could go in and brush your teeth while somebody took a pee or dump or whatever. And at random intervals, if he was taking a shit, he would whistle to get your attention and have toilet paper that he had used sticking under the door for you to look at. Or just other things like our platoon commander comes walking into his room and he's on the floor doing crunches nude with a plastic bag, like a clear plastic bag over his head and sealed with bungee cords. Or he would wrap bungee cords around his head and hook his mouth like that, and he just did all kinds of crazy shit. I'm still friends with him on Facebook. Like, we chatted every so often for a while. No, he's not from Ohio. He's from Kentucky. Because when I went to Kentucky, he was kind of like disappointed I didn't say or mention that I didn't say I was coming up there. Oh, he is, and he was in shape. He wasn't like stacked. He was lean, but now, like, he's stacked. He's shaved his head, has the handlebar mustache, and enjoys doing photography of all things. He's really good at it. Like, that's his thing. He posts on Facebook is a lot of photography. Back then, it was a lot of like he didn't have porn magazines. He had Fangoria magazines. Yeah, me and him used to hang out a lot because we shared a lot of interests. I couldn't have beer or alcohol in my room because I was old enough. I was 22 because I enlisted at 21, and my roommate was too young, so I could not have more than like a 6-pack, if that. So he would allow me to keep it in his room, so I wouldn't get in trouble. He didn't drink. He never touched it. But but yeah, he would come into our room and grab Barclay, who was my roommate, and just start twisting him up, in the arm locks and everything like he was, I had some awesome seniors. I had some shit stains too, that got better.
It's 9 p.m.
But,
Quiet, which is how we like it.
like one of his best friend in our platoon I ended up getting moving to that guy's squad. He was from Atlanta, so we had a lot to talk about when he would talk to me. That dude was like this tall to me. I was 6'4". I'm 6'2" now. Thank you, spinal compressions. But he was stood up to here, but his chest, because he was so stacked, would break the plane of a door before his face ever did. Because that's all he did was work out. He work out and rock climbing. I have seen him since, but a couple of years later, and he has gotten smaller. Like, he doesn't look so freakishly big. But he didn't have as much time to work out because he was in college. But he was a good dude too. I remember I was playing a CD with Carmina Burana. It's an opera. Most people know it. They just don't know that's the name of it. They use it in a lot of movies. It's for like dramatic scenes of like knights and shit riding. And I'm sitting there listening to it one night, and he comes busting in my door, the original squad leader that I shared the head with, going, "Where did you get that? Can I, can I borrow it?" I was like, yeah, because he liked movies like me, so having something like that was, he loved it, and that's what actually got me and him to connect at first. I mean, I get that. I rarely used Ear Pro for that same reason. I was a dumbass. While at the range. I was also the RO at one point. Well, starting in my first deployment, I was named backup RO. Then after the war was over, 3-7 had to stay longer than any other unit, and the RO did not want to be the RO anymore, so I got promoted to primary, which I didn't care. That was the thing, that was the one thing, the problem they had with me and why I got non-direct. I was sucked at running. I was horrible. I could hike. You could put the world on my back and I could walk anywhere. They used to call me Atlas, like my people in my platoon did, because, well, I couldn't run. I would fall out of runs occasionally, but you put me on a hike, people did not fall out of our hikes. If they started to fall out, they took the pack, I would put it on my head and keep going so they could stay with us. And then we'd get to our next break, I'd give them their pack back, and then I'd do it for somebody else, you know. And that's probably why I have 4 bulging discs in my neck and back.
Stay safe, people.
I wasn't a stud. I just could carry. But I fell out of more runs than I mean, I would finish them, but I would fall back, catch up. I never stopped running. I just couldn't keep up most of the time. I was just never a strong runner. But like most of the officers were like, that's typically how it is. If you can run, you can't hump. But if you hump, you can't run very well. Like me, I was 6'4", and now I'm 6'2". I was actually 6'1" when I got out. I'm back to 6'2", so you might get an inch back. I just wish they could fix my neck and back. That's my problem right now, is like a lot of the jobs I used to do, I can't do anymore because of my injuries, because my back fucks up and I'm down for a week. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
This is Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. It's just past 10 p.m.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Stay tuned for updates.
I just wish I could at least get some of my neck or back fixed, because I can't look any farther to the left than this without hurting. I have a CDL, but I can't really do it because I can't check my blind spot very easy. I was in automotive for a long time, whether it be as a technician or sales. And I can't do that really because carrying heavy weights like rotors all the time, it makes it even worse. Yeah, I have the 4-4, and then arthritis through my whole spine, which I didn't find out until about a year or 2 ago. The VA knew, and they never told me. Yeah, I mean, I'm at 90% right now, and I've been fighting with them for almost 3 years. I get that too, because I can't afford anything right now because I lost my job a month and a half, almost 2 months ago. And I work for Aetna Insurance. Go figure, right? But I lost my job because of something stupid I did outside of work that caused me to miss too many days.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. All's quiet across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
Come on. Yes. Why won't you do that? That's not your fault. I was stupid. I went to jail for a couple of days, and I was out of, so I missed like 4 days of work. Yeah, and I was already. They're real strict on their attendance already, and but I missed 4 days in a row, which at 2 they could fire me for abandonment, but 4 put me over my points. So they had reasons. It was my own fault, like I said. There we go. Excuse me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna run to the head.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
Okay, I'm back. Oh no. I mean, I know when I fuck up, but hell, I fucked up last night. I was on my way home from my girlfriend's house, and 2 of the same cops saw my truck, so they pulled me over. They were nice about it. They could have got me for a lot. My tag's expired, and I'm trying to fix my truck to get it fixed because emissions and all that, and my license is suspended, which I thought I got that fixed when I got out of jail. But they could have got me on so much other stuff because I had empty open containers in the backseat of the truck. They got me for that, but they didn't get me for a DUI. They could have if they wanted to. Because I only drove like half a mile or a mile, but they got me for the expired license and the open containers. They let me go on a whole lot other shit they could have got me on if they wanted to, but they did tell me if they see my truck moved again before it's fixed, and it's everything's up to date, my license is fixed, the tag's fixed, they will find a reason to put me in jail. All right. Definitely focus on your schoolwork. Yes, I fucked up again, but they could have been so much worse, and they weren't. Well, like, I wasn't supposed to be drinking as a condition of my release. All I had was a couple of hard apple ciders. That's all I've been drinking. That's all I've been drinking since I got arrested. And I'm not supposed to. And normally I just sit at home, but I was at my girlfriend's, and it's literally a mile, almost a straight shot from her house to mine. And they saw my truck, knew it was me, because I had, from the previous time, I had damage at the front end of my truck and my headlights out. The parts are on the way. They'll be here in like a day. But yeah, they were. What makes it kind of funny, weird, is they're 2 sheriff's deputies, 2 separate vehicles, but they're father and son. So they use that as if you were to, I'm a father, that's my son. If you were to hurt him because you were drinking, I would hunt you down. I'd be like, you wouldn't have to. I'd be sitting there waiting on you. not in a threatening way, but like, yeah, I'd be sitting here waiting on you because I deserve it. But we're Marines, we're known for drinking, right? I remember when Fallout New Vegas came out, and you start off, and the first town you go to is Laughlin, Nevada, and I'm like, I've been at that hotel. We had the Marine Corps birthday ball at my first Marine Corps birthday ball in the fleet at that hotel. Because it's this hotel that has a roller coaster that comes out of the top of it. We had it actually at a hotel down the road from it, but I still thought it was funny. What am I doing here? What am I supposed to... Oh, clear the hostiles. Okay.
I was in error. No enemy detected.
Meyer alerts.
9 times out of 10, water means radiation.
Killing the eggs. Because it's annoying when they hatch. Damn. So my dad's a cop, or he's a retired police officer. So if I got in trouble when I was a teenager, my dad was the head of was the president of the FOP most of the time, so everybody knew my dad. He was also the commander for gang control and school relations back in the 90s, which is when I was in junior high school. So all of the school principals and security officers there knew who I was, and I wasn't allowed to talk about who my dad was, what he did for a living, or anything, because that's when gang violence was on the rise. But if I got in trouble a couple of times, and if they never, the only one time was my dad ever contacted, and not by the cops themselves. They never let me slide ever. The one time my dad was contacted about it was, I was actually with somebody else. I didn't know who was doing this, but he was shoplifting. He got caught. I got stopped too because I was with him, and I cooperated. I cooperated with the manager. As soon as the manager walked away, he took off. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going anywhere, dude. The cops came up. He called my mom. My mom called my dad. My dad said, have the cops come get him. So they called the cops on me. And he said he would meet me at the police station. My dad never showed up. I was there till like 2 in the morning when my mom finally came and got me and dropped me off at my dad's house. And I had to live there for a week or 2 or something. Nobody asked me what happened. They never asked me my side of the story, so they probably still thought I did it, which I didn't. I was not. It kind of pissed me off that nobody even asked. And I've just never brought it up.
See if they left anything useful for us.
The sensitivity of my sensors clearly needs adjustment.
This place reeks. Don't look.
It is what it is. It was a teach lesson moment. The problem is the way the manager made it sound was I was heavily he caught me, but he knew my friend was doing it. He had tried to catch him a couple of times, and this was the first time he saw me involved. And he knew me. He'd worked at a different. It was videotapes.
My scanners must be malfunctioning.
Right? It was videotapes, like anime tapes back in the 90s. Yes, son? Okay. Yeah. And he worked at a different video store in the mall for years, and he knew me. I mean, but the way he made it sound was like I was the one doing it, but he knew I was doing it or something because my friend he'd nearly caught my friend a couple of times. So I get why they didn't ask, but at the same time, it was like, whatever. I had a couple of run-ins with PMO. Nothing. I got like one ticket, and there you are. What? I can't remember what it was for. Something. I think it was speeding. Oh no, I got pulled over a couple of times though. One was bad, but I didn't actually. One time I got like speeding or something, ended up getting my base driving privileges taken away, except I could drive to and from work because I lived off base. And I was driving home one night, stopped at the stop sign because I lived on, I don't know if they still have it, but it was off base housing. It was like townhomes. When you go out the main gate, you go down, it's on the left. And I pulled into the entrance, stopped, and then turned and went into because my parking spot, and they pulled up behind me and pulled me over. Because I did not come to a complete stop. And when I say complete stop, you know when you stop, your car goes forward and then backs up. I didn't do that. Luckily, but PMO's partner was on FAP from my unit. So he talked to him and was like, look, dude. So they let me go on that one. Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. Or no, one time I was on duty. I was the A duty NCO, and I was on my way back from taking my rest time. And I pulled up the base. They waved me through, going through, and then I get pulled over. They waved me through. They checked my ID and all this. Whoever was there told them I ran the gate. And yeah. I told the sergeant who pulled me over, I said, no, I stopped to show my ID, this, that, and the other. And he called the gate and got the correct response of what actually happened and said, okay, I'll be right there. Have a nice night. Get on to the barracks. Thank you, Sergeant. I don't know what happened. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall at that gate. Because I think somebody else called it in, but the one who actually stopped and talked to me was like, no, he stopped. So I was lucky it was never caught by PMO, but they called me 3 weeks before I asked about some boot tied tried doing a burnout in the parking lot and hit my truck. And when they knocked on my door, they said, we need to talk to you about a DUI. And I told them, no, I didn't drive last night. If I had been drinking, I never came on base. I had friends that lived off base, and I stayed with them 9 times out of 10.
Back before I met you, I'd go whole days without massacring a bunch of folks. Honest.
Yeah,
This is Radio
And see, that's the thing about me with this recent issues is normally I drink at home. I don't go to bars. I don't do that. I just drink at home because, well, it's safer. I don't have to worry about getting a ride home. It's cheaper.
Where does all this dust even come from? The dust fairies?
Yeah, I mean that's another way, but don't get me wrong. I might go to Brandon Iron. I don't know if that's still there, if that's still a place to go. But that was the place we normally went out in San Bernardino, was the Brandon Iron, because there ain't nothing worth a shit out in town. The Stumps was okay, but it wasn't great. But don't get me wrong, I'd have a couple of beers or whatever and then drive us home, but I'd never get drunk. So on the drive, I was okay, and they would, you know, hey, okay, have a nice night, get to the barracks, what have you.
It's 8 a.m. Nothing to report at the
Move out of the way, dude. Jeebus. I think one of my biggest saving graces while I was in was I was that guy that knew people everywhere, so if you needed something, I could get it. Like, if somebody damaged something while we were deployed, I could get it replaced for them. We had a couple of guys go to, we were on a patrol, and we went under this bridge to this area we weren't supposed to, and because the bridge was so low, the Humvee's, whip hit it and it cracked it at the base, and my squad leader or team leader, whoever it was that was freaking out about it, and I was like, we got back, I got this. I took it off, walked over to comm, I was like, hey man, do me a favor? Yeah, here you go, swapped it out. Nobody knew the better. When we did a gear check before we came back, I got pretty much everybody's damaged or missing gear replaced, no questions asked, because I knew people in supply, I knew people in comms, I knew people in chow hall. So if we needed ice, you could only have like so much ice, and they would give us a full fucking block, which was one of those 3 or 4 foot long blocks they make out there. In Iraq, at these ice plants, they'd make these big blocks. Damn, yeah. Yeah, that was lucky.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
See, I was, you went to Paris Island, right? You were in India. I figured. So I was in Paris Island. I was in I went to PCP for a month because I couldn't do pull-ups. Got back, went through training, Had to go back to BMP because my hip was fucked up. So I graduated on boot camp, but I had to go back to Parris Island because my hip was jacked up. I just didn't say anything because I didn't want to get put in MRP, which is a fucking death sentence back then. Not like you died, but most people that went into MRP never went back to training. And if they did, they went from MRP back to over to PCP because they're so out of shape they can't pass the PFT or the IST. And a lot of people in MRP came from PCP because they couldn't pass the IST or the mock PFT or PFT. So it's just an endless cycle. And that's what happened to me is I was injured. It didn't happen in, I don't think it happened in PCP. I think it actually happened in training. And, but I had to go back, and 2 weeks after I came back, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month, whatever. Yeah, I graduated late July. So about a month after I came back, my stepfather passed away September 1st. Went home for the funeral. 2 days after I came back from the funeral, 9/11. I was the duty NCO that day when 9/11 happened. Because when you're in BMP, they try to treat you as much like they can, like you're in the fleet as possible. You'll get fapped out and what have you. So, like, weirdly enough, while I was there, I got fapped out I had to go to India at the training company to help them because they were having some computer issues. And I went over there to fix it. They requested that I come back. So I got fapped to India training and was the acting ops chief because they didn't have one, and I did all the work of an ops chief. So I held the billet of a staff sergeant as a fucking private in a PFC for like a month. And they called me the ops chief. And they tried to put me out of the Marine Corps because of my hip at that point. And what stopped them from doing it was my 6 months, my 180 days passed while I was gone for the funeral, and they couldn't do it. Because they can admin sep you up to 6 months. They could just cut you right out. Once you hit that 180 days, they have to acknowledge that it's an injury and pay you disability and all that shit. And what saved me from that was my stepfather's fucking funeral. Right before AMGC, what is that? That's new to me. You might explain it, and I'll be like, "Oh, that thing, okay."
Wants to talk to me. She's in bed.
So you and Glory got assigned the same op. Compartmentalization of intel does have its cost.
I cleared out some Gen 1s for Randolph Safe House.
Randolph is still operational?
Okay.
Some good news. We thought they were another casualty of the switchboard.
When I first went to the fleet, I had to go to division schools because
It will be controversial, but we have to put them under quarantine.
we had way too many 0311s and not enough weapons guys. So they sent a bunch of 11s to weapons division schools for weapons, or MOS changes to weapons. And I went out there as a working party.
Nothing to report.
Now, some of my best friends were out there.
Response would be appreciated.
And I was out there for like a month. So I either sat in the squad bay they put us in, which wasn't really a squad bay. It wasn't very big. It was more like a half squad bay. Or I was out in the field doing ammo watch. That's all I did. One of the two. 2-7 was deployed. Well, for a majority of my first time there, 2-7 was deployed. Because they deployed, I want to say right after I got to the fleet, because, like I said, when we were supposed to go to Okinawa, which was going to be in February, March, I think. They got pulled, had to stay there, and we went to Iraq instead. But like I said, like as soon as I got to the fleet, like within 2 or 3 days, thank you for the follow. Within 2 or 3 days, I got sent to division schools, maybe a week. Was there for, like I said, a while. Came back. Did y'all have UCACs? I know you had regular CACs, combined arms exercises there in 29. Did y'all have the UCACs, urban CACs? Because that was a new program that we piloted. We did it had 3 different things we did. We had a 6-week or 2-month where we were at Victorville Air Force Base, which is a shutdown Air Force Base, where we worked with the War College and some reserve units and everything else to come up with more effective urban combat techniques than the basics they teach you in SOI. And then we come home or came back to 29 for like a month and a half, had to go back and actually put it into practice like a CACs, and that's what they called UCACs. And then go back, I think we went back between the first and second deployment to do it again to polish it up. But so I spent a lot of time away from the base doing shit like that. Because I spent, like I said, 6 months or 6 weeks or whatever it is at division schools, however long that is. I think it's 6 weeks. See, I went to, and that's the thing, and I hate it, but I went to division schools when most of the unit who didn't go to division schools went to Bridgeport for cold weather mountain training. I didn't get to do that. I wished I would have. I don't know what Morgan's Well is, and I don't know what ITX is, but ITX sounds familiar. I know there was cold weather mountain training, and there was the regular mountain training. They were doing the cold weather stuff, and I hate that I didn't get to make it to that. But they were doing that while everybody was that had to do the division school stuff. But everybody went to, I forgot what we called it the first time when we did come up with the new exercises and Delta training. I was actually there on working party because, no, it wasn't because of anything. The second time I went, I was there I was gone for part of it because it was only a couple of days. Where they went there for something back to Victorville for like a week or two, but I wasn't there for it because I went home on a brief leave for my brother's wedding. So I was back in 29 on working party, so I was the duty driver basically. So I had to go like a couple of times, pick people up at the brig to take them to be court-martialed or what have you down in San Diego. But actually, I picked somebody up and took them back to San Diego after being court-martialed. Another one, I had to pick somebody up from Point Loma because he was in rehab. And then the last part of it was me driving back and forth from Victorville picking up stuff. And then we went back to Victorville for the longer UCACs. That's when the second time was the polish up. The third time was the actual UCACs. And then, like I said, we did it again between the first and second deployment. Okay. So like CACs, basically. You know, do all kinds of field exercise for like 3 weeks out in, what's that camp out there? It's on 29 Palms, but it's off Main side. Damn it. It's where the airfield is. Yeah, Camp Wilson. Thank you. Some interesting times, man. Like I said, I
Is a quarantine really necessary?
really hate that I didn't stay in, that I wouldn't have my kids, or at least 2 of my kids.
Happened before. No.
Um,
Smart move. The only
Because my daughter was already born at that point.
until we know for certain. Our only communication with
She was born when I was
Check in
19.
periodically with Drummer Boy. He
Like I said, I joined when I was 21.
Thanks.
I met my middle son's mother while I was in. But I still wish I would have at least done I&I duty where I was active duty at that reserve unit, which they did need somebody. Outstanding, good job.
It's a wonder you
Finished your paper.
set off metal detectors.
You happy with it? I thought of, meh. Read over it, polish it up a little bit. Or are you happy that, or do you think it'll get you a decent enough grade that you'll be happy with?
I do have important duties to attend to.
This is Radio Freedom.
Okay.
Broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
But
Nothing to report.
when I got out, I went to that. All right. I went to that reserve unit. Actually, a friend of my dad's, that's the funny thing, was in that reserve unit. Because, anyway, I'll get to that in a second. And they said they needed a training NCO. So they'd promote me to corporal off the bat, and then I'd probably get sergeant as soon as they could give it to me. So my whole job would be to come in every day and coordinate training, whether it be going to the range at Camp Lejeune or booking the local air base if they had places we could go and train, and come up with a training schedule and different stuff. Since I had been deployed, they had 2 because they were deployed with me on my first deployment, part of it. They came in for like the last 3 months of my first deployment. Or some, from what I understand. I wished I would have done that. Because I'd have been full-time active duty with a reserve unit. So most of my days would be either doing that or PTing.
Let's waste more of time, shall we?
But, okay, so at the end of my first deployment, we were back in Kuwait. I ran into, we had a pull-up bar right outside of our tent. We were the only ones. We put one up. And this one guy was over there doing pull-ups, and it turns out he was an officer. Okay. Yeah, I'm with yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, that's the reserve unit out of Montgomery. And he's like, yep. I said, shit, I'm from Montgomery. And he's like, oh, okay, come see if there's, anybody down there. Because I had friends that were from high school that had enlisted in the reserves. I never made corporal. Like I said, I got 9 rec to hell and back. One time, let me finish this. So that night when we get released, where we can go do whatever, I walk down to that hooch, and all of a sudden, as soon as I get to the door, I don't even open the flap. People come running out. I'm like, what the fuck? And it was a platoon formation. And one walks out after them, turns and looks at me, says, "You're so-and-so's boy," using my last name, which I didn't have. I was wearing my flak. They couldn't see anything because anytime we went out, we had to still wear our flaks in case of an attack. So he didn't see my name tapes or anything. I said, yeah. He said, stay right there. I don't know who the fuck you are, but okay. He said it with authority. I'll listen. Gus says what he has to say. They go off, come back, and he says, come here. He was a state trooper for Alabama and worked with my dad for a while. And I still remember his name. And he said when I got out, if I wanted to join the state police, let him know he'd give me a recommendation. Because I was going to be a cop. My second deployment, when I finally had enough with the 9-Rex, because of the reasons they gave me for my 9-Rec, that specific time, was like lack of leadership, this, that, and the other, and I refused to sign it, or signed where it says I disagree with these reasonings, and my staff sergeant lost it. Like, he was literally on me like he was about to beat the shit out of me. He was a former drill instructor before he came to us. Matter of fact, one of the guys in my platoon, that was his senior, like 2 cycles before he left the drill field. But he went to weapons first and then came to us for the second deployment. But anyway, and I had to write this big statement about why I disagreed with it, which I knew I was going to have to do. And I listed off some specific incidences where I tried to show leadership and everything, and I was told to sit down and shut up, and who did it. And it got around, and every one of them came and apologized to me. Every one of them said, you know what, you're right. I did that. I'm sorry. I didn't give you that chance. Still never got fucking promoted. So, at least they admitted it, type thing. What camp? What do you mean, what camp? Where? When? In Iraq?
Are you injured? It's a wonder you and...
We called it Camp Freedom. So, we flew into KIA, sat there for a month before we actually invaded. We got woken up March 19th at like 03 saying, hey, we're moving to the line of departure. Sat there for like 3 days before we actually invaded into Safwan and beyond that. But we called it Camp Freedom. And what's funny is the Kuwaitis actually paid for the camp. And, because the Kuwaitis hated fucking Hussein. Everybody did, even the Iranians and all that. But we had the Iranis to thank for them not having air support. If you need to know that history, I can tell you. It goes back to Desert Storm. But then when we came back to the same camp, and I think we got the same tents. But the second time, we were only there for a couple of days, and then they flew us out to Al-Assad, which was this train station up near the border. And what's funny is a friend that was a Marine that I met on TikTok brought it up, and I'm like, I was there. He got there like a year or two after I had left. But we were told after our first deployment, when we came home, when we were leaving, we wouldn't have to go back. The Army had it in hand, this, that, and the other. Well, the Army was losing at least an average of at least one person a day. They needed help. We went out there, relieved the Army. I'm not talking shit about the Army, just saying that's what they told us. So we go to Al-Assad, which starts off with tents, and then eventually they build actual wooden hooches, buildings out there for us. But that happened when I had to go after April, like I said, the incident I was talking about, and had to go up to the actual town of Husaybah for a couple months. By the time we got back, the tents were gone, actual buildings, but we got thrown in a bathroom. So we got thrown where our company office was, and my platoon, because it was just my platoon and a platoon from Kilo, like I said, that went up north. When they relieved us, they didn't have any buildings for us, so we got thrown into the bathroom, which wasn't being used. It was all shut off, but yeah. So the company, our company CP was the next room over. And they didn't have toilets, they had the little holes. And so we had that with people down those little channels for that. And then the next portion, which was the showers. And then you had the door outside, and then across the walkway was where the porta johns and our showers were. Oh God, that first shower in Iraq, because we had showers in Kuwait, and then the attack happened. Oh, well. See, I was actually originally slated for security forces, fast platoon, or fast company, sorry. And by the time I was able to sign everything up, because there was some weird circumstances surrounding me enlisting because of my diploma and everything, they didn't have any slots, so I just went 0311, or 03. You don't get to pick your sub MOS. Originally, I was given 41, and I did not want to be a mortarman. And there was another guy that was given 11 who did not want to be 11, so they allowed us to swap. We had an outbreak of pink eye in SOI. So I was in SOI I left in late January from Paris Island. We picked up in March, or early February, I think it was, or late January, and we left in mid-March. We got done. And there was an outbreak of pink eye, so we didn't get to use NVGs. We had one guy literally go blind. Just went blind one day during formation. Legit. That was kind of fucked up because he was a friend of mine. So when I got to the fleet, I got me NVGs and they never worked, and I didn't know it until we deployed, because I never got to see what they looked like. So the way my NVGs looked was I had the horizon, which was green, and I had the ground, which was darker green or almost black. And I was like, okay. And we went out for a night shoot in Kuwait, and they were wondering what the fuck was wrong with me. And then one of my NCOs looked at it and said, "Your fucking NVGs don't work. What's wrong? Why didn't you say something?" I said, "I don't know." "You didn't know your NVGs didn't work?" "Yeah, because we never got to use them in SOI." He's like, "What?" "Yeah, there was an outbreak of pink eye. We couldn't use them because they didn't want it spreading." And I went without NVGs for, I think I got them. I want to say I did get them back before we went into we invaded, but they didn't have the part to repair it for like three or 4 weeks. And it was the part that actually gathers the ambient light to increase the light inside the machine that makes you see. That was bad. So I'd been running around through training and all that in 2.9, and then here with NVGs they didn't work, but we didn't ever use them out in training, so there's that.
That's cool.
What?
Like.
Yeah. Have you showered yet, son?
No.
Okay.
I'm eating.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing something for school.
Okay.
And making food in the process.
So,
okay, so that long, but I was wrong.
did you do everything else?
Yes.
You brought the trash in?
Yes, and
Took,
they took it out.
took it out? Litter box?
No.
Because I don't think you did it. I don't think you did it last week, did you?
I did.
Huh?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wasn't able to put any litter in because I didn't have anything to open it.
There's a set of scissors right there.
Well, it's more, I was scared that the litter would pour out onto the floor when
All right.
we weren't using it, so.
All right. All right, bud. But, so yeah, that was a thing. Really? That was the funny thing about the second deployments, because we were taking over for the Army, and they did, like, you know when you go out for patrol, you do your test fires? Their test fires were full magazines because they had so much ammo they had to get rid of before they left. We would come up to the gate and you do test fires, especially with your crew serves. Oh, you're good. I didn't even know this because I'm a horrible speller. So you do test fires with your crew serves, and they just would let loose off to one side because they had so much ammo to get rid of. Now, granted, they actually left it all with us, but they did have to get rid of a certain amount or some shit. I don't remember. And we went on the first patrol we went on after they withdrew, I think, or without them. There were these mounds all over the place, these like huge, tall mounds with berms around them with an opening. So it was a lookout post, right? An LPOP. And we went in at night because they were going to stay out that night. We pulled in, Humvees circled around, everybody got out, set up our watches, and laid down to go to sleep for the ones that could sleep. And then they were leaving to do a quick mobile patrol outside in the area in the Humvees. And as they went to leave, and one of them hit a landmine that we missed on the way in. Or an IED, but I think it was just a landmine, and flipped. It didn't flip it all the way over, but flipped the Humvee on its side. And a buddy of mine was my roommate that I was talking about, Barclay. He was the gunner, and so he fucking cracked some ribs. Nobody was hurt, thankfully, because we had the up armored vehicles. That was the good thing about the Army, is they left us those. And then later on, I will never forget this night. We had this big thing that we were doing it was going to be all night, and it was a coordinated effort with the local police that we were training and all this, and they had all these, checkpoints there, and we were running between checkpoints as they were trying to catch people, and it was raining in February. We were freezing our asses off because we were in open back Humvees, going 60 miles an hour everywhere and freezing. And then we would get in trouble by the people in the cab because we're sitting there screaming and yelling. I mean, and when I say screaming and yelling, we were singing the Marine Corps hymn at the top of our lungs because that helps get your blood flow So it was trying to warm us up, and they were getting mad at us because we were so fucking cold. We're talking like in the upper 30s, lower 40s in the rain for 12 hours. At one point, they finally stopped and let some of us get in the cabs to warm up after at 1 o'clock in the morning. We were sitting there praying to stop at one of these checkpoints. Yeah, it didn't normally rain over there. That was one of the few times. But so we could get out, walk around, go inside their little fucking precinct, because it was a little 2 or 3 room excuse me, office type building. You had your office and then the little holding cell or whatever. And we'd go in there and warm up as much as we could, but we never stayed there more than 10 or 15 minutes, so we barely got to warm up. And back in the back of the Humvee and driving around for an hour, freezing our nuts off. I'm surprised we didn't get fucking pneumonia. I remember one time there, I got sent to, when I was in the Guard deployed to Egypt and Israel, I was doing some training. I got sent to our prison or holding area for EPWs, and I got hit by an ND shotgun. But because it was the holding area, it was a beanbag round. I got hit in the back. Thankfully, I was wearing my flak and sappy. Still fucking hurt like a motherfucker. That's how woefully unequipped we were for the first deployment. We didn't have enough plates for everybody. We ended up having to, people that had plates had to give their back plate to people who didn't have plates to put in for their front plate. And I was one of those. I had a back plate for my front during the initial invasion.
You've got a real knack for construction.
But that's how we deal with things, That's how it worked with us. We did more with less.
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here at Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people. This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
I remember dealing with the OD because we would find... Well, on the second deployment in 2004, we had more stuff. We all had sappies. We all at that point. I mean, we still didn't have a lot of... We didn't get the A4. We got A4. Our first deployment... Did I have an A4? M16 A4? Yeah, I think during the first deployment we had the M16 A4s. We'd gotten them right before that deployment. Hang on. But we didn't get ACOGs until my second deployment. Yeah. I got to use it. I mean, we got them while in country on our second deployment, so I had it for like 3 weeks before they finally took us to go zero 'em in. So I was like, that was fucking useless for a while. I hate to say that. Real quick. Put that there for now. I'm doing something.
This is Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
Just bear with me. I'm looking for something. Jesus. Fucking 20 years worth of shit to go through.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom. Voice up the Minutemen. All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts.
Real quick. That's Captain Gannon. That was the CO that lost his 22 years ago. Not what I was looking for, but I came across it.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom. All's quiet across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
Come on. Come on. I guess that's one of the blessings.
Broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
Nope, we had the A2s in our first deployment. Pardon the picture, because it was a scan of because this was before digital cameras, or at least before digital cameras were decent. But yeah, we had A2s because you could see the handguards there. Me, my old roommate Barclay, my friend Hadzi, who also lived in Atlanta. And my buddy Powell, who is the one that joined the CBs, and I went to his wedding. Matter of fact, I took him with me to his wedding. There's our second deployment, me and him, and he actually lives here. He's one of the people I contacted here in Arizona and never got back to me. He was my team leader at one point. First deployment in Kuwait. Gas, gas, gas. Waiting at the line of departure. Yep. You can see the fixed hand in the faded fucking buttstock right there. Bayonet.
All quiet.
So yeah, we got the A4s in between the first and second deployment. We didn't get the ACOGs till we got in country. A lot of the pictures I have are actually other people took them and have marked me in them or shared them. I don't have, that's all I really have except for a few others which I'm looking for right now. Those were actual, like, disposable cameras, a lot of those, so I had to scan them in when I finally got in later years. And still scanning it, that's why it's so small, because the way the scanners worked back then, I didn't know how to do it right. Oh yeah. Guy from my unit who a kilo guy. I'm fixing to show you. .37 kilo. He was awarded the Medal of Honor. So, yeah. He was an outstanding dude. I met him like once or twice. Like I said, I wasn't friends with a lot of people in general, but sunset. My scrawny ass is in the first deployment. Second deployment. Second deployment. See, there's my A4, my ACOG, Powell and me. Powell who lived in Atlanta also. good. Friedenberg, Grenier. He ended up, I think, going and joining the Navy and making the teams, actually, if I'm not mistaken from what I heard. And that's, the day after the sandstorm. So if you ever knew anybody from back in those days and during the attack, the invasion, they talk about the sandstorm, that was the day after. Yep. We were driving through and this sandstorm kicked up and we could not see from me to my television. It was so bad. It was at night too. And at one point my tracks driver got off road and we were sitting like this. Oh, sorry. And his the vehicle commander, the staff sergeant, had to end up taking over driving for that night. And then when we finally got somewhere where they had us, one of the few times they let us stop for the night and not sleep in the fucking track, because we spent more time sleeping in the track than we anything during the invasion. And the people were on watch. The sandstorm was so bad that a goat made it in to our perimeter and nobody noticed until the next day. Because you could not see shit. Not to mention it was nighttime, but just the sand was so thick from blowing, you couldn't see shit. Actually, okay, so our first target was a town called Safwan. It was just a couple of miles over the border, had this big hill next to it called Safwan Hill, which we knew they had people watching us from there. So like we couldn't smoke at night because they didn't want to give them targets with for anybody that might be up there with NVGs, the glowing cigarettes. We figured out ways to get by without showing off. I would take the bottom of my magazine, which was empty at the time, slide it where you could get to the spring, but not all the way off. Light the cigarette, stick it down there, and then close it back on the butt just enough to hold it, and you could smoke that way, and nobody would see it. We still get in trouble if we got caught, but I never watched it. I probably should have. I've never watched it. I think that takes place after me anyway. But I don't know. Anyway, I think that's all the pictures. That's literally, I think, all the pictures I have from that time. Yeah. Oh, my favorite one, real quick. my pose. Oh, that was an old. That's when digital cameras first came out. Oh, I have some. I have stories. Not all of them. Not a lot of combat related stuff. There's some others that I could get into, which are just funny. We going in this attack in Baghdad, or right out. No, it wasn't in Baghdad. It was before we hit Baghdad, and we got a puck for this. But we were told we were invading. We were attacking this Special Republican Guard base. We were told to expect, 1,500 to 3,000 dismounted mechanized troops. So, and it's nighttime, and they had like when we were on the track, we had the vehicle commander driving instead of our normal driver, who I got pretty friendly with the normal driver. So we had a lot of the same interests, like Star Wars and such, and he would loan me his books to read because we were so fucking bored. He was at the back ramp, and then of course my staff sergeant was up in the turret, and we had the hatches open always for security, and we're going into this attack, and the sky was red because of the fire, and you hear the proverbial whistles of artillery coming in and all that shit, and we're just getting psyched up for this attack, right? And we get there, and at one point they have to stop, and the driver who was at the back hatch had to hop out because we had lost comms with the track behind us, run and make sure it was engineers, and then come back. And he jumps out running, holding his rifle like this, going, "Please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me." He told me about it later, and then runs back doing it again. He runs to the side of that track, and you just see him look up and yelling at something, and then runs back the same, but you see him holding the rifle like a shield, going, "Please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me." But we get to the base, and we're so psyched up because you see all this. You got the helicopters coming in delivering fire, and the mortars coming, or not mortars, artillery coming in. So shit's going down, right? We get out there, we drop it, we dismount, and we're like, yeah! Crickets. Nothing but fucking crickets. Just nothing. And we get there, and we end up having to break some doors down in offices. The dust was so thick, the place had to be abandoned for months. But it is Iraq, you never know. It could have been 3 days. But it had been abandoned for a while. Now, we found some paperwork that earned us a presidential unit citation that tied to Hussein and somebody else that I don't know if I can get into, to 9/11. We just gathered up all the paperwork, and that was what came down as, hey, you're getting a presidential unit citation because y'all found stuff tying him to that. Okay. But it was just like, you get all psyched up for that combat, and nothing's there. It was hilarious. Anyway, it's 9 o'clock here. I normally end at 8. I ran long because my son hadn't done what he was supposed to, and I enjoyed talking to you. I stream Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Tuesdays, I go from 4 to 7, which would be, you said you're in Indiana, 7 to 9, or 7 to 10, Tuesdays and Thursdays. By all means, come back by anytime, dude. I was actually talking, because I'm trying to fix my setup more, that I'd love to do more just chattings and not just gaming. I also plan on doing a podcast that YouTube, bro. I've been wanting to do this podcast called Afterlife. I'm going to talk to first give my story, but talk to other veterans in general, not just Marines, about their life out after the military, especially like your 3 to 6 months before you get out, like your expectations and everything, and then your first year after, and how you dealt with stuff, and how different it is for everybody. You know what I mean? And I'm actually going to start working on that right now since I have so much free time. I do other things, like I have a business doing audiobook narration, which I just put out my first one I produced and not just narrated last or 2 weeks ago, but I'm trying to get into other methods of content creation stuff. I've got another project I'm going to start editing more on, but yeah, come back by anytime, dude. Follow any of my other socials that you see down there. Join the Discord if you're on Discord. Not super active. I need to get more active on it. But pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming in. It was good to talk about this shit. So thanks, man. I appreciate it, brother. And to everybody else, have a good week. I will see you next time. Thank you for coming by. Good night.